The national capital that saw the collapse of health infrastructure. What scares you most as a parent?
Well, I think what I struggle with is, yes, we are seeing more kids with COVID, but again, we're also seeing so many more cases of COVID. So does it work in proportion? You know, I'm not 100% sure, but it does seem to be not as severe as it is in adults. But, you know, what I worry about is, okay, what would the next wave be? What's the next variant? Could it change? You know, of course it can change. It's not, I can't say that it can't. But then I also worry about what are the risks of the vaccine. So if right now the kids, the mortality rate is extremely low, then if I'm giving my child a vaccine and the vaccine has a higher mortality rate than COVID itself, then I'd want to understand that. I'd want to know. And I don't know what the data is on the vaccines for children, at least in India. And I believe where the kids are not currently allowed to get vaccinated here anyway.
That's a very interesting question. Go on.
Yeah, so that's my concern. Is the vaccine going to protect them, or is it more dangerous to them than COVID? And going forward, how can we predict that? We don't know what new mutant or what new variant will come out next.
So with any medication or any vaccination, you always outweigh the benefit versus the risk that it poses. And hence, I'm going to take that question with Dr. Eric Ding. Hopefully that audio is fixed with you, Dr. Ding. Dr. Kiran has a very interesting question as a mother. She says, yes, I want to vaccinate my child, but I'm also worried if it has long-term repercussions on my children.
Well, this is why we have randomized trials. And also, we know that children already get dozens and dozens of vaccines. And this is quite normal. We have these trials, and this is why children are getting the vaccines later than adults. And in terms of the actual consequence, there's no proven clotting in children. There's no assumed risk. But we know there's a huge known benefit, right? The huge, large benefit. And there's no apparent risk in children whatsoever. But the benefit is large enough that it not only potentially saved their life from COVID, but dying is just the tip of the iceberg. There's also long COVID. Like there's long COVID currently affects 1 out of 7 adults who are infected. Even the ones without any symptoms whatsoever, 1 out of 7 total. So this is why we have to take it seriously. And children can also be spreaders to other people. So altogether, the benefits definitely outweigh any unknown risks, especially since the main risk is COVID right now.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Kiran, I guess that answers your question. I'm coming back to you. But Dr. Ding...
It actually doesn't.
Dr.